Hey, Facebook Live peeps. We are here with marketing rule number
9.
Number 9, that is right. The last rule in the 9 rules of marketing. Bum, ba, bum.
Ba, ba, ba.
That was an excellent trombone, I think that was. All right, Ella, show them what snail mail is.
Really slow mail.
All right, awesome. And if you didn't know, well, while we're recording this in Canada, there's a postal strike right now. All right, so that's snail mail. Awesome. So let's recap some of the rules of marketing in case they didn't watch the earlier videos.
Number 1.
Marketing rule number 1 was, do you remember?
No.
Don't be boring.
Number 2.
Number 2 was, who is your ideal client?
Number 3 is the one you didn't tell the team leader.
Where do they hang out?
Number 4.
We talked about you had to. I may do these out of order. We talked about how you have to have a apple. A is for apple. No, you have to. All right. Who is your ideal client? Where do they hang out? What do you do that is different? Why should they do business with you? Don't be boring. You have to have them a reason to respond right now. You have to have scarcity. You have to have urgency. And today
is
follow up.
The last final rule. Follow up.
The final rule is follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. I see people make this mistake all the time. For example, financial advisors will send a seminar invitation for their dinner seminar to 10,000 affluent baby boomers in the city, and then that's it. They send one invitation, and they wonder why a very tiny percentage of people respond. And that's because you only hit them one time.
Right, you gotta hit them like 10 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 times.
2 or 3 or 4 or 10 times, yes, somewhere in there. If they are a good prospect for you, we would recommend you put them on what we call a buy or die list.
Buy or die.
Buy or die.
Oh, that's like having like a deadline, like if you don't buy by this date, you die, kind of thing.
No, not exactly, but that's an if I could make it so if they didn't buy, they would just drop dead, that would be a different kind of marketing.
Oh, no, I meant like you die, and then like you don't get the product. Like
that
the
is
product
true.
is only for a sale.
Okay, so that is an excellent point. That would be urgency and scarcity. The offer is only valid for a limited time, and after that, it's either gone, you can't buy it, or you have to buy at a higher price. What I meant by a buy or die list is we will drip on them until they either buy or die.
As in, like, don't want to.
As in, they're dead, and we can't mail them anymore. Or they say, take me off your list. I don't want to receive this information anymore. So they're then, as Kevin says on Shark Tank, they're then dead to us.
Dead to us.
Dead to us.
Dead to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, for example, this is a direct mail piece we got in the mail, and it is from a furniture. You're pulling it away from me.
I'm trying to keep it in the live, Daddy.
You're trying to keep it in the live. I'm trying to turn it around.
Oh.
It's a furniture store having a sale. You won't be able to read it. It is a 4-day only. All right, let's go. 4-day only sale. And Monday, it's from November 9th to the 12th at Calvin's Furniture and Leather Gallery. And it doesn't say what the 30 to 70% off. Hi, Mommy. There's free refreshments. Free food is always a bribe to get people in. And you can enter to win $500 cash, but there's not much information about entering to win. So they have scarcity in that their sale is only for 4 days. Now, here's some political follow-up. So we have an election coming up on Tuesday.
Vote for
Mark Molinaro. So he's got
this side's better.
Right, but I'm trying to show them. So they're trying to do a negative campaign and say why Andrew Cuomo is bad. And it says, 1 million New Yorkers have left New York since he was elected. He's pardoned felons on parole so they can vote for him. And 9 of his cronies have been convicted of corruption, bribery, and theft of your money. Vote him out.
What's that thing?
I don't know why there's something coming out of his nose. I think that there is an error in the printing. And then Mark says, vote Republican. Then we got another postcard which has different pictures of Andrew Cuomo. It's pretty much the exact same copy. This one leads with the Cuomo cronies convicted for corruption. And then your vote Tuesday can change governors. And it says, Mark's been a leader for New Yorkers since the age of 18 when he was elected mayor of his home, the village of Tivoli. And he's been Dutchess County executive and done blah, 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 blah.
Cool.
Now, here's the interesting thing I thought, which was a slight disconnect for me, was it says Mark Molinaro will always protect our most vulnerable. I wasn't aware that was a Republican Party platform. I thought that was more of a Democratic Party platform. But he followed up. He sent more than one postcard. He didn't stop with just one postcard. So even politicians can follow the rule of follow-up. Because the more he keeps showing up...
Follow up.
We haven't gotten anything else from any other Republican candidate. If he's the only Republican candidate for governor, and I was going to vote, and we were going to vote Republican, I guess we'd be voting for him by default. However, it's good that they are following up. So make sure you drip on your prospects or your clients until you get the end result or until they tell you to stop.
Okay.
Now, those are the 9 rules of marketing, but you should stay tuned because we are going to be doing, yes, rule number 9 is follow-up.
Hey, rule number 9, that's how many years I've been alive, Daddy.
Yes, Ella is 9 years old, and rule number 9 is follow up. And there's an example right there. I had to follow up with my wonderful wife, Rebecca, to get Ella born because we had Max, who was a couple of years old at the time, and I'm not so sure Rebecca was ready. She wasn't so ready for another baby. And I said, you got to give me a little girl. I said, hurry up. You got to give me a little girl. I had to follow up. I had to drip on Miss Rebecca multiple times so that we got little Ella here. And when Miss Rebecca and I were dating, I said, you should move in with me. And she said, I can't move in with you. She said no a few times, but I dripped on her. And I followed up until she finally said, okay, I'll move in with you. And thank God she did, because otherwise our life would be very different.
Right.
So make sure you follow up and follow up with us. Stay tuned because we are going to be recording videos every day. So stay tuned. They won't be on the 9 rules of marketing. They'll be on lots of other different things, principles of marketing,
So you still
existing
do live
marketing
every
tidbits.
day?
I'm going to do a live video every day.
Ooh, cool. Can I be in some of them?
Yes, of course you can. You are an excellent marketing assistant. As we wrap this,
Snail
snail mail will forever live in infamy. We need more visual aids, Ella. Can you do an example for follow-up? What could you do for follow-up?
Follow up.
That looked like snail mail going up.
Follow.
That's the hand signals of marketing. All right.
That should be our next live. That should be the next live series. The hand motions of marketing.
The hand motions of marketing. Maybe it's not like a football signal. It's a marketing signal, and we'll create.
Damn it. Follow.
It's the second Ella show, Miss Rebecca says. Yes, it's the Ella show. I'm just here. Ella, give them some marketing advice. You've learned a lot.
You gotta make people want what you have. You can't have a boring ad for your stuff and expect people to want it.
You can't have a boring ad for stuff and expect people
And you
to...
also gotta prove why the rest of the stuff is wrong.
Yes, that is a very good point. You have to prove why their other options are wrong and that they shouldn't do them and they should only do business with you. You want to leave them with one more before we go?
Make everything worthwhile. Make everything worth the money that they're paying and worth the while that it takes if you're shipping to get it there.
So make it worth waiting for if they have to wait for shipping, and make it worthwhile for what they're paying for, which is you want to actually over-deliver. You want to give them more you want to make them feel like they're getting more value from you than you are from them, so that it is a brain-dead, no-brainer decision to buy. So that is Ella's marketing advice, and we'll cover more of that in future videos. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Seth and Ella, MarketDominationLLC.com.
Bye.